everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to the family. Please subscribe if you haven't already to be a part of my Slay Squad. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Slays for Days palette by SwiitchBeauty. So right off the bat, I will say that I have been using this palette over the past week or so. I used this for my graduation. I used this earlier when I was filming. So yeah, I have to say that so far I'm really impressed with this palette. I have not swatched all of the colors, which I am going to be doing today, but if I compare this palette to my Morphe 35O palette, if you guys want me to do a comparison of the two palettes, comment down below, let me know. But if I have to compare the palettes, I do have to say that they are way different. Way different. Let me actually compare them on camera right now. So this palette right here is my Morphe 35O palette, and this one right here is my Slays for Days. Can you guys see the difference? There's literally like slight differences in tones with regards to these palettes. Like if you look at like these 5 shadows right here, and if you look like at the last row right here, they're not identical. They are not identical at all. So there are definitely similarities and big differences between these palettes. So that's pretty much the comparison of the Morphe 35O and the Slays for Days. So let's get into the swatches of these babies right here. So this is basically the first row of swatches right here, and as you guys can see, they are quite pigmented. This one is okay for pigmentation, and these two are quite similar to my skin tone shade, so that's why they're not showing up that well. This orange is also quite nice, and these shimmer shades really stand out. So this is the second row of swatches, as you guys can see, and again the shimmery shades are actually really pigmented. It's just the matte shades that are again disappearing into my skin tone because I am a brown girl. So next is the third row of colors, and as you guys can see, these colors are super pigmented, the shimmers as well as the matte shades. So next is the fourth row of shades, and as you guys can see, again super pigmented, and the shimmer shades are so beautiful. Lastly is the fifth and final row, and as you guys can see, all these colors are super pigmented and super pretty. This one right here has a beautiful metallic finish. So that is it for the swatches. As you guys can see, this palette is super pigmented, and I do also have to note to you guys that working with these eyeshadows is such a dream. They blend so well. They are super pigmented, so you really have to be careful how much of product you are picking up on your brush. And they really are buttery and so smooth, and I never thought that SwiitchBeauty could come out with such an amazing palette. And I do have to say that when they first came out and people were like, oh my god, it's so creamy and it's so buttery and it's better than the Morphe palette, I was like, sorry, what? This palette cost 350 rand. How is it gonna be better than the Morphe one? But I am eating humble pie right now, and I'm gonna say that I do think this palette is really amazing. Definitely better than my Morphe 35O palette. And obviously some of the shimmer shades aren't exactly like the ones in the Morphe palette, but that's okay because they're really pigmented and they're amazing. And can we talk about how amazing this is? But let's hop into a tutorial so you guys can see these eyeshadows in action. The first shade I'm gonna go in with is this white one right here, and I'm just gonna use this to highlight my brow bone. You guys can see how pigmented that is. Next, for my transition, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Now it does look like it's a light brown, but it really packs a punch, so you want to be careful. Next, I'm going to be going in with this dark brown shade right here. Just picking up that much on my brush, tapping off the excess. And can you guys see how pigmented that is? I mean, So when you're working with these eyeshadows, especially the darker ones, you definitely want to go in with a little bit of product at a time, because I mean these are so pigmented that you can pick up too much of product. I also just want to note that with finger swatches and also using these with brushes, there is only the littlest, like tiniest amount of fallout, which is quite impressive. So for my lid color, I think I'm going to go in with a unique shade, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here. We're going for a little bit of a smoky eye today. I'm also going to be taking this shade right here and just highlighting my inner tear ducts. This color is wow. So I just went off of camera and just quickly put on some winged liner and some mascara, and overall I have to say that I am super impressed with the Slays for Days palette. Like I said, I thought it wasn't going to be as good as everybody's claiming it to be, but it really does live up to the hype. I think that this palette is amazing. I don't have anything bad to say about this palette, quite frankly. Okay, the only thing bad about this palette is that you can't open it with your thumb. You have to use 3 fingers to open this palette. So that is literally the only thing that I will say is bad about it. You literally can't use your thumb alone to open it like typical other palettes. Also, another con with regards to the packaging is that it gets dirty really quickly. Can you guys see this? Like, yeah, the packaging gets dirty really quickly, but it's the same with the Morphe palettes and every other black packaging palette situation, so you really can't avoid this. I am disappointed that I waited for so long to get this palette. They're amazing, you guys. It's pretty much awesome. I totally see the hype behind this palette, and it's really an amazing palette, and I would definitely recommend that you guys invest in this because it is worth the money. Take it from me, if you had to spend 350 Rand on any palette in the world, I would suggest this one because this one is really bomb. So that is pretty much all I have to say about this palette. Like always in my review videos, anything that I have forgotten I will leave down below in my description bar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, like my video, share with all of your friends, and all the great stuff, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!